Alright, so this is the first match I did in the 4th week of Season 6. It's here I finally decide to change my Landius to Lancer class after having run him as Cavalry for pretty much the entire last 5 seasons. I mean, I've run Lancer Landius a handful of times before, but it's accurate to say that I'm not super familiar with him. And what a player to run into for my first fielding of Lancer Landius, because you can see that new type has 5 infantry in his box here. You got the ever-present Reen, of course, and D-Lit, but he's also got Sword Ilucia, he has Lanford in his box, and he has Layden in his infantry class as well. It's not going to matter in the actual match itself, but it does kind of tie my hands here. I have to ban a lot of these infantry characters, because otherwise you're just going to give my Landius a hard time. Even if I put cavalry soldiers out front, that doesn't necessarily save me. For example, obviously Lanford can run Amazons in front of him. D-Lit just one-shots Lancer Landius pretty much regardless of what kind of troops you bring, provided that D-Lit is bringing unicorns, as she usually does. So of course I'm too busy banning out all these infantry characters that new type has, and he gets to have Illustrial alongside Elwyn's buff, which of course helps her out a lot. He also has Ilucia here. This is definitely a box built to support Ilucia quite a bit. He's got 2 glory buffs from Elwyn and Layden, and of course he has the strap buff from Lanford if he really needs it. So this match actually happened before the patch that added Light of Genesis and Mariel. So in this particular match, she still does not have her hammer yet, but of course it's not actually going to matter that much because this is one of Ilucia's best maps. I don't have anybody that can dispel her water constantly, so it's not like she really needs the Tidal Surge from the hammer. And even if I did, there's a lake in the middle of the map anyway. It is true that Ilucia does not have a magic guard unless she has her exclusive hammer, but since he has Landius, he doesn't really need to worry about that. And honestly, I screwed up here because I brought the wrong skills on old Landius. I brought a faction buff on him when I probably shouldn't have. What I actually should have brought here was Lightning, because I basically have no DPS here, and it would have been a lot better for me if I just brought Lightning, especially since it has a pretty good chance of just killing Elwyn, who is the #1 threat here. But really, as is usual, the thing that really kills me in this match is my carelessness. I just did not pay enough attention to Ilucia. I forgot to check what skills she brought, but she did bring Chain Hook, so she pulls in Layden really far away from the rest of my team, and there's nothing I can really do at this point. Sure, I brought Prayer on Liana, and if I cast a Prayer after this Illustrial attack, it would have healed him up a little bit, but it's very doubtful that Layden would have healed up enough to survive the Sword Soul. I do get a Lucky Thorns, which blows up Illustrial here, but Illustrial pretty much already did her job. She lowered Layden's HP low enough so that Elwyn had no problem taking out Layden. And honestly, because I'm so lacking in damage here, he can outlast me pretty easily. And another issue here is that my Juggler is not on Blood Pact, so the longer this match goes, the less it is skewed in my favor, because he can just wait for Elwyn's Sword Soul to get back up and Sword Soul Juggler at some point, and that's going to kill Juggler. I mean, I don't think there's really any way around that. And of course, because I didn't bring Lightning, I can't have any way of really taking out this Elwyn either. You're going to see that even Landius trying to slam into him with Heavy Centurions doesn't do a lot of damage, and if I can't take care of this L1, there's really no path to victory for me. I actually leveled up Heavy Centurions right before I started queuing on this week, and so far I gotta say I'm not super impressed by Heavy Centurions. They do have a lot of HP, they definitely perform more consistently than Treants, but you're gonna see in this video and maybe some future videos that Heavy Centurions constantly disappoint me. But as far as this match goes, I think it was kind of mine to lose. Don't play the game when you're half asleep, folks.